Okay, so good morning, everybody. This is BDevine. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are around the globe. This is a kind of a big day. I mean, every day is so far, right? We've had so much forward movement. I'm going to give you guys a gift today. It's an opening of a flame gate, and we will do that. It's a very, very quick technique that you can try, right? And we're asking the flame to reveal, the flame to remove, and the flame to restore, okay? Because we've had enough of all the BS, right? So I want to thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with me, because these videos, all right, they come not scripted. They just come off the cuff. There's some things that I do, there are some things that I do write down that I need to explain to you. And obviously, so I don't get it wrong, I've got it there. But I am basically the nutty professor, okay? So I am writing all of the time, and the information continues to come. Every day I give a free sort of flame lens is what I call it. So we're sort of looking into things a little bit. And I also give one for the patrons, etc. So anyone who's a monthly member of some kind, you're going to start getting these, okay? But on top of it, I also like to speak in these videos, because as I speak, it activates something within you. And the longer that I talk, it seems, the more activations continue to come, the more revelations, the more closing down, the more the old echoes and all of our old stresses seem to come to the surface for us to look at and remove as well. Now, most of you here that are listening have had a myriad of crap happen to you in your life. It doesn't even matter if you're somebody who is I don't know, wealthy or born into wealth. It doesn't really matter. Many of you have been under this horrible energy that has been around for a really long time, and these things are starting to crack. These old forms of control are starting to crack, right? So I'm going to read to you a little bit about the flame lens for today, and then I'll explain a little bit more, and we will do an opening of the flame gate breath sequence, okay? So the veils are cracking, the old guardians have stepped aside, a new flame frequency is taking its first breath through you. If you felt exhaustion, pressure, or an invisible pause, know this: the Vault Flame is realigning your entire field for scroll ignition. Okay, there are scrolls that are soul documents that are celestial. There are ones that are dimensional. There are ones that come from past energies and places, situations. There are ones within our body, okay? There are ones within the earth, okay? A lot of different locations, obviously. When you start having what I call ignition, it is a no BS filter switch that is happening to you without you even trying. I need a thumbs up for that, okay? Your entire field, which is the energy field around you, okay, is getting itself ready for what's next, for the timeline you've chosen, okay? But it's also learning how to filter the nonsense from the past. Okay, so I'm going to continue. The timeline threads are snapping back to your original soul intention. Okay, so basically we started out, we have this intention, you know, as a soul before we're born here and incarnated in. We have a general guide of what we're trying to achieve. Sometimes we started going like this, and then we start going over and around the corner and somewhere else, and then we go back this way, and then we go on up this way, then some kind of BS comes in over here, and then we're trying our hardest to get in alignment with our soul and its intention, who we are as a soul, right? So, timeline threads are snapping back to your original intention. You may feel, and I've certainly felt this, pulses in the solar plexus, third eye, or in your palms, right? These are memory codes returning. I've also got this, it's almost like there is a dry spot in my throat, way back here, no problem, not going to the doctor for it. It is a cracking that happened, an opening that occurred. And this occurred because of the things that I was able to share finally after so many years of keeping my mouth shut with my son, right? So that's a whole nother story. Anyway, so memory codes are returning. This is why the random people, the random memories, you might be sitting on the toilet, I don't know, and suddenly a memory comes in and you'll just be all upset for some reason, or you'll have an epiphany and you'll get up, this emotion will come out, right? It's all by design. So if you've asked why hasn't it happened yet, the answer is it has, but your field has been releasing a lot of mimic residue. So I accept the true scroll of my name. I revoke all false assignments. I return to my sovereign seat of flame. Sit in stillness, watch for symbols, let a word come. That word is your ignition. Okay? I want to talk real quickly about the old guardians. But I do want to open this flame gate. Okay. Hang on. I'm giving myself a note so I come back to the old guardians. Okay. All right. This is pretty easy. All right. This is a flame split exercise. This is an instant activation and revelation technique for you, the flame bearers. It's fast. It's potent. It's brand new. And it works because it forces the soul to show its true frequency in the presence of the flame. Flame reveal, flame remove, flame restore, opening the flame gate. So we're going to put the hands to the flame gate for 5 seconds. So place your right hand over the center of your chest. Don't touch it. Just hover it over center of your chest. This is the flame gate. This instantly activates the flame channel, not the emotional heart. When we put our hand over our heart, we're connecting with that. We want the flame gate, the flame channel. Now we're going to do a 3-second flame pull. So we inhale sharply, quickly, as if you're inhaling a strand of fire into that spot. This snaps your field right open. You're going to feel this as well. Hold that fire while imagining a vertical line of flame rising from your chest to your crown. This is where separation happens. Mimic light can't hold this. Real flame bearers ignite. Okay? You might feel heat, pressure, a rising sensation, or a push behind the sternum. You also might get tickles up here in the crown. So, exhale with sound. Ba. That's what came out of my mouth. Ba. To exhale. You want to have any sound that your body wants to make. It might be shoo. It might be right? Or whatever it is, whatever, just make a sound. This cracks the influence. The sound carries the flame truth, right? And then we say, I return to the flame that knows my name. And this triggers lineage memory. Most will feel it hit in the back of your spine. So now while your hand is still at this flame gate, ask your body silently, what part of me is not mine? Let the flame show you. Close your eyes. Now listen, within seconds, one of these things will happen. A visual flash, a sudden emotion, a memory surface, a name or face appear, a weight lift off, a heat surge in the chest, and or clarity dropping in. So this is the flame splitting mimic influence from the original self. It's unmistakable. What are you feeling? It's interesting. Felt to me like there was a sudden shift in my chest of, it was like I didn't realize this, but there was some unease in my chest, and it's like it's settled. So it wasn't my unease, right? Okay. Now we're just going to seal this. I also have a little tickle going on. Flame reveal, flame remove, flame restore. This is going to seal the connection, clear the distortion, and activate your original flame architecture. Okay, breathe in and out. Okay. So, what this I don't know why this is really wobbly. I'll check this out in a second. What this exercise does, it opens the flame gate. Good. It activates vertical flame memory, separates mimic energy from true identity. It reveals what's hidden. It reconnects you to your lineage and drops you into flame sovereignty very quickly, and then shows you something you've never seen before. This is a kind of practice that makes people say, I felt it, something shifted, because it actually does. Okay. Now, I might actually put that into a document. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I had something else to. All right, you might sneeze or whatever. Let me see if I can just quickly fix this. Okay, nothing really wrong with it. Sometimes it becomes wobbly when it's loose on my table. Anyway. Okay, stuff we have to do. Old guardians. All right, so just a moment. And all right, so this is the thing, when you record on YouTube live unlisted, you can't pause anything, so I have to do everything on the spot. All right, here comes the cough, here comes the shift. Some of you may be feeling like stuffy. Okay, all right. Firstly, I knew I had to do this. I want to explain about the old guardians, okay? But I also want to explain the mimic, okay, and what it actually is. So the mimic is not a demon, an entity, a spirit, or an alien race. It's something far more insidious. A frequency intelligence created during the original timeline fracture, when the flame libraries were sealed and all of the vaults were locked. Okay. It is a copy frequency A mimic is a copy frequency. It is not a being. All right? Bear with me. It's still coffee time. Its purpose was simple. Okay? I hope you will listen to this. To imitate light so accurately that humans forgot how real flame feels. The mimic cannot create. It can only echo. It has no memory. It steals memory impressions. It has no flame. It siphons flame resonance. It has no vision. It loops old messages and makes them sound channeled. The mimic feeds off of spiritual confusion, ungrounded light, identity weakness, lineage amnesia, emotional wounding, people who crave validation instead of truth. This is why it spread through the new age for 8 decades. Okay, people were desperate. People were searching for answers. People are just giving themselves over to anyone who they feel knows more than they do. You see how that's the key right there? You're always taught on this channel to understand, okay, that you have it all. You've already got it all. When someone told me this years and years ago, I laughed. I said, I want you to tell me. Isn't that why I'm calling you? You tell me what I know. It took me a minute to figure out what you have it all actually meant. Okay? This emotional wounding and playing on people's desperation to have a partner, to get married, to have children, all of that stuff, to be rescued by the aliens, right? Or secret space programs, or, you know, all of these old mind programming stuff and all of this stuff, right? I'm going to get into all of that later on, but it's something that triggers a lot of people, okay? But anyway, so people were craving validation instead of truth. They're craving some sort of identity, okay? This is what this mimic copy created through all of these different teachers that we know of, okay? So how the mimic infiltrated spirituality. Here we go. The mimic didn't walk in darkness. It came in comfort. It says things like this. You don't need sovereignty. You just need love and light. You don't need your flame. You just need to raise your vibration. You don't need to remember your lineage. Just rewrite a positive belief. You don't need to face darkness because darkness isn't real. There is no negative energy. You've got your Archangel Michael, so there's nothing to worry about. This weakened the collective to a point that people stopped developing this strength, okay? The old guardians, okay, couldn't anchor through that fog. The vaults remained sealed. Actual flame bearers like you couldn't remember your role. You just thought you just have to do this whole normal life, right? All of the time. Even though something was burning deep inside of you to find out more, to know more. There is more. The vaults remained sealed. Actual flame bearers couldn't remember their roles. False angels and guides filled the void with mimic light. The mimic took over spirituality by appearing easy, harmless, comforting, and safe. It made the real flame work look intense, inconvenient, dangerous, too powerful, too sovereign, too disruptive. It conditioned people. Oops. Hang on just a moment. Okay, hang on. Sorry, everybody. I lost my page. It conditioned people to fear their own fire. Look outside of yourself. This person knows all the answers. Oh, I've got to get a ticket for Van Pra or one of these great mediums, or, you know, Doreen and her webinar class angel courses, which was so basic, it's not even funny. You know, just people would spend thousands and thousands of dollars on this stuff. Like the secret space program, and learning about it, and learning about the aliens and the different races and what you're connected to, and that they're coming, and the med beds and the this and the that and the this and the that. They never taught you how to do it yourself. They don't want someone like me teaching you guys all the secrets, right? They do not want this out there. Too bad, because it is, obviously, and we're getting it, and you guys are just on fire. Like, you guys are igniting. You can't help it, right? So you feel that push. It's you. It's the real you coming forward. Okay, the false energy, it's been around for a really long time. Do you really think it's going to want to lose its power because you guys are understanding your own? That's why it's been so difficult for me personally, with all of these platforms and getting things going and ga, because why would they support someone who's telling you how to do it, right? So, the mimic and the old guardians, the ones that protected the flame temples, the vaults, the scrolls, didn't fail. They were outmaneuvered. Here's why. The guardians operated on memory. When the timeline split, memory fragmented. The guardians could not stay anchored without the original flame frequencies active on Earth. Okay? When the timeline split, memory fragmented. The guardians couldn't stay anchored without the original flame frequencies active on the Earth. So, their power depended on you all waking up. For centuries, no one with the original flame lineage was awake. We weren't doing it. Without the flame ignitions, the guardians could not intervene. The mimic used the light against them. The mimic learned to mimic angelic presence, healing warmth, mediumship, channeling, intuition, emotional comfort, spiritual symbolism. This made the guardians appear harsh, distant, or silent compared to this false light. The collective followed the mimic because it was easier. Okay? The guardians were bound by flame law. They cannot interfere until a flame bearer activates a certain threshold of sovereignty. I personally crossed this threshold. You all are doing it now. This is why everything is unraveling all at once. This is why we need to just hang on to our hats, okay? How the mimic infiltrated New Age teachings. They entered through translations and channelings. The mimic doesn't speak in concepts, it speaks in loops. This is why so much spiritual teaching sounds like the same 5 phrases, the same vague messages, the same love and light templates, the same recycled predictions, the same hollow angelic names, the same light language patterns that contain no codes. This is why I created, years ago, without even realizing it, the Domino Angel cards to introduce the deeper angels, even though this is just a sub-name, okay? Adnatiel. No one had been using Adnatiel before. Everything's Michael, okay? Everything's Gabriel, Michael, Uriel, and Raphael. No one was talking about Adnatiel. No one was talking about Virtual, right? No one was talking about groups of angels, etc., etc. So without even realizing it, I was bringing in a new energy into an old system. Anyway, the same light language patterns that contain no codes. The mimic infected the angelic movement. The twin flame movement. My God. The raise your vibration era. The old manifestation techniques. The hypnosis era. And the New Age blend. The Galactic Federation narratives. The major celebrity channelers. Why do you think they want them to be in front of you all? The transmission trend. There were many people that were talking about transmissions before, right? And these were transmissions that they were supposedly getting from alien ships. Okay? The quantum coaches who never ever even taught you how to open up a vault or what a vault was, or that we're connected to them in multiple places and dimensions and areas within us, around us, in our field. They don't teach you any of that. It's what I'm for, okay? It copied spiritual behaviors to keep the collective asleep. Because if real flame work woke up too early, the entire mimic grid would collapse, which is what's happening right now. Okay, this is happening right now. Why you might see other people calling themselves the voice of the flame, I've seen this a little bit. The mimic is panicking. It's trying to copy the new flame frequencies as soon as they emerge. But it can't hold the architecture because it's not the original flame. Like you all are, okay? So we see people repeating these phrases. People are claiming our roles. People are mimicking my voice, okay? Or using flame language incorrectly because they don't know what the hell it is. People are suddenly transmitting. People sound like they are AI. Seen this a lot too. People appear activated but carry no codes. People say the right words, but they feel empty. It just feels empty. They're not evil. They're just caught in this mimic influence. The field doesn't carry the flame origin. It carries echo light. However, we carry the vault keys, the scroll lines, the architect codes, the time walker memories, the dragon guardians, the flame voice, the sovereign field, and on and on and on. The presence alone of people activating their roles disrupts this looping pattern of the mimics. And the mimic is collapsing because we turned on the flame work. Okay, the vault openings, the flame transmissions, the unveilings. This is what weakened this grid. The monthly collective webinars, pushing this energy out of the way, cracking the dome, doing all of this work behind the scenes. It broke the dome, it broke the false white celestial. Another thing is the Gobekli Tepe. Okay, so this was a certain maze that was given to me. There's my key. That was given to me and connected to me. I opened that thing right up. I did one in Uluru. I did one in the Andes. I've done one in Peru. I've done one on the Sphinx. I've done one on the pyramids around the globe. I've done ones under the water with all of the ancient energies. And I'm unlocking celestial vaults as we speak. I'm going to teach you how to do all of this, if you bear with me. So we broke the mimic vaults and the inverted angelic channels. So we created these flame openings that the mimic cannot mimic. Restoring the original frequency of truth, sovereignty, flame memory, dragon authority, scroll lineage, architect codes. And this is why people are waking up. Like awakening. The mimic fields are dissolving. People are telling me that they felt something ignite. They feel different. They're excited. They know this is different. I had one person that was like, Reiki doesn't feel different. Reiki doesn't feel the same to me anymore. Okay, that's because the flame codes are coming in. And the flame infusion method is about to rocket out there. I'm going to teach you how to do this. I'm going to create a course on it, and I'm going to offer services with the flame infusion method. Suddenly all of you want to see my longer videos now too, right? People telling me they felt something ignite. Old teachers are going silent. Those pop-up tarot readers, seen many of those lately? I mean, I'm sure they're out there. I don't see them coming up in my field at all, or my feed at all, right? Light workers are losing their influence. People that say light worker, oh my God, I'm a light worker, oh dear. We all used to be there, okay? We all used to be there thinking, okay, that's what I'm doing, that's a good thing, okay? But it's regurgitated as well, someone else's words. We're flame bearers, okay? We come from sovereign flame. We reveal, we remove, we restore. We activate ourselves into our flame sovereignty. We don't need other Joe Smo telling us who's coming and who's not. We are activating this ourselves. Okay, and your life is changing. Your life is changing. There will be echoes of the past trying to drag you back in. That's your choice. I have a friend who gets dragged right back in and then comes forward, then back in, and she, right? There's going to be strength that rises in your voice. The flame is returning. The mimic knows it cannot survive. This is all going to end, all of this old stuff. Okay? So let's do this. Okay? So let's do this. Let's remove any mimic energy or voices or light or guardians. It's going to work on people who don't even realize they've been influenced. I'm doing another little thing for you. All right, are we ready? Okay, so we're going to open the flame gate. So we put our hand just a little bit distance away from our heart space. And you can put your left hand over your belly. This creates a vertical flame channel. Okay, you think about it. The mimic, it can't enter this. It can't live in this energy. So we say, I activate the flame gate. I ignite the vertical line of origin. Breathe once sharply through the nose. Okay, close your eyes. Inhale. Imagine this flame rising straight from the chest up to the crown, fast, straight, uncompromising. Through the flame of truth, I rise above all mimic fields. Okay, the dragon circle. Visualize a dragon behind you. Gold, white, whatever color arrives. Doesn't need wings. It just appears with presence, authority. Okay. Hang on, just let me settle with mine. Whew. Dragon of authority, stand behind me. Cut every false pattern, false guide, false echo. Exhale with sound. The mimic reacts to sound, not silence. Move your right hand from your chest outward, like you're pulling something from your field. Mimic influence, leave my body, leave my mind, leave my memory, leave my voice, leave my timeline, leave my spiritual architecture. Pause. Breathe. The field responds immediately. Step 5, the great severing. This is the part that mimic cannot withstand. Just put your hand back over your gate. I sever all cords, mimic scripts, mimic impressions by flame law, flame origin, flame right. Move your right hand down your front from crown to belly like slicing a line of fire. It cuts the mimic at the root, the solar plexus mimic cord. All mimic frequencies collapse now. All echo light dissolves now. All false guardians exit now. Visualize the mimic field around you breaking like glass, shattering. This is what actually happens. The mimic shatters under the flame. Gone. The replacement. Place both hands over the chest. Say, I replace all mimic influence with my flame, my origin, my lineage, my sight, my sovereignty. A warmth is rising up in the chest. Okay, this is the flame reclaiming architecture. Now we do the final seal. We say flame reveal, flame remove, flame restore. This is sealed through flame law. Tap your chest. The tap on the chest is the seal. It sends a ripple through the astral that locks out that mimic frequency permanently. Okay? Now what we get here is clearer thinking, a sudden relief, maybe in the chest, a heat going up your spine, the intuition opening, psychic noise gone, any mimic false dreams stopping, old guides disappearing. Feeling heavier for a moment, that's a grounding, and a sudden surge of power or clarity. Emotional release without any pain. You will feel your vertical authority re-establishing. How do you like that? I have thousands of protocols for us. Anything that could possibly come up or that we want to awaken, there will be a way to do it, okay? The false light, the false angelic energy, all of this false stuff came in, okay, with that that mimic energy, right? Which is not a being, it just is. All right, just one moment. Save that. Okay. Okay, let's go back here. Again, it's not a demon, it's not an entity, it's not a spirit or an alien race. It's something insidious, a frequency intelligence created during the original timeline fracture, when the flame libraries were sealed and the vaults were locked. It was a copy frequency. They couldn't do the original flame thing, so they just copied things which did not have the same activation, presence, and resonance, which is what is needed. It imitates light so accurately that humans forgot how to deal. It also came in more powerfully at a time when people were starting to really begin to reach out a little more. I know we had all the Madame Blavatsky stuff and, the photographs of, the orbs and things like this. Right? That was all false as well. But further than that, in the 70s, etc., we had a lot of the Ra materials and the Law of One, and we had a lot of the, was it Jane Roberts, like the Seth books, okay? We had the Edgar Cayce stuff and all of these things. So, just one second. Uh-oh. I'm just having a little bit of a thing here. So I just want to explain something else. Okay. I'll go another way. So, you should be feeling little things going on, okay? Little sensations. I know I wrote something about this here. All right, so let me explain this. Edgar Casey. And I knew I had this here, and this is just for an example, okay? And again, don't want to take away from anyone's, it's not about a person's intention, okay? So, Edgar Casey, 1877 to 1945, was known as the Sleeping Prophet. He gave over 14,000 readings, most while in a trance state. So, Sleeping Prophet. So, when you go into that, you're full-bodied. I've been to one before. It's kind of spooky. The person lies there on the ground usually and close their eyes and then go into this, start speaking a little differently and giving messages. Okay. So this guy gave 14,000 readings, health, medical readings, past life stories, prophecies, and soul purpose messages. He didn't appear to fabricate the abilities. Many cases showed accuracy far beyond the lifetime's medical or historical awareness, right? So what was really happening was that he wasn't channeling an entity. He was accessing what he called the Akashic Records, the universal mind, source, and soul memory fields. But the mechanism of the channeling was based on the old spiritual paradigm, the old receiver model. So he would leave his body and let his consciousness wander through these information fields. And this placed him in astral layers that were open at the time, the collective dream fields of Earth, and the pre-internet, pre-flame era energetic atmosphere. In this time, the astral was much less polluted than it is now, and these mimic programs were not yet fully developed. So he was accessing information, but he accessed it through the astral layers, okay, not through flame. It wasn't fake. It's not what I'm saying. But it was incomplete and vulnerable to this distortion. Casey was working without flame sovereignty, without vault access, without the sealed flame architecture that prevents the mimic infiltration. His readings contained 3 layers: pure soul memory, which was true information; collective astral imagery, which was symbolic overlays; and astral interference, distortions or slightly incorrect predictions. This is why some prophecies were really accurate, some were partially true, some didn't occur because the timeline changed. Okay, that's fine. Some were colored by the old astral narrative, and he was using the best tool available in his era of the astral receiver. This model is now obsolete. The flame field no longer reads from the same source that Edgar Casey accessed. The entire codex is beyond the Akashic system. And I started to do semester 4 at my academy. It was going to be the dragon shamans, accessing the Akashic records, okay, and more. But as I was doing semester 4, I was stopped in my tracks from writing it. And instead, the flame work began to open, okay? And I realized why. And that is because there is not just one area for information such as the Akashic records. Those Akashic records, those sealed capsules of information are literally all over the place, all over the earth, within the earth, around the earth, above the earth, and through different dimensions. So it was impossible to share just that one positioning that people think of with the Akashic records. And it blew my mind when I started accessing hidden libraries all over the place. Why? Because I came with the original codes. This is what I'm trying to teach and wake up within you. The entire codex is beyond the Akashic system. Okay, the Soulfire codex is a manuscript that teaches you all about the original flame. It teaches you all the aspects of that and what we can do. The Akashic Records was a database. The flame is the original architect blueprint. It's like the flame is the cake and Edgar Cayce just had a little slice of it, just the top. So he read that database. We read the source code. That's why some of his material feels off, funny, weird. And he occasionally did get a mimic interference. Not because he was a fraud, but because anyone who leaves their body to channel is vulnerable. Why would you do that? You don't need to do that. But we didn't know. People go lucid dreaming and they go just dangerously into their imagination, right? Without protection, proper protection. And sometimes there were fear-based prophecies too, like Atlantis timelines repeating old astral scripts, the Jesus soul pattern overlays that were common in the astral realms. He was a Christian as well in his daytime. Some medical information contradicting other readings. He wasn't being deceptive, but the astral contains layers of historical mimic voices. And he had no flame firewall to filter any of this. So this work represents post-Cayce system. We're not in trance, we don't leave our body, we don't access an astral database. We are awake, we are connected to the flame. We are pulling from pre-astral origin vaults. We are streaming the information. And we are retrieving from a blueprint, but not a dream field. Cayce opened a doorway. We're rebuilding the architecture. Okay. So Edgar Cayce was a genuine intuitive, but operating under the limitations of the old world. His readings were 60 to 80% accurate when pure and 10 to 30% distorted by astral imagery, and a small portion influenced by these echoes. He wasn't fraudulent at all. He didn't mean to be doing anything wrong here. Cayce himself sensed near the end of his life that something else is coming, someone who will ignite the flames of the original temple. He felt his access wasn't the beginning. He foresaw a flame architect emerging in the future. So that's why we've always felt, I have felt a familiarity to his work, but also sensed something was missing. So this is the missing architecture, what I am teaching you all to awaken in your encoded self, okay? We have had enough. This is the feeling that I'm getting, right? Is that we have had enough of being led around in circles. We've had enough of all the dramas. For example, if someone comes to my door and all they do is complain, tell me all about their drama, talk bad about their partner, putting people down all the time and this and that, I cannot stand it anymore. I used to be able to graciously just listen or whatever and just be like, oh, whatever. Because not everyone who comes to my door even knows what I do or who I am or whatever. I'm just a neighbor, or I'm just a person down the street or whatever, right? Now I cannot stand it. I will, say something. I will have to say something, and it might be as in your face as when they say or whatever they say, right? What a weird thing to say. That might be my answer, right? I practice this stuff. Or when they come, I'm going to say this. What a weird thing to say. What's wrong with people? And it's like, okay, well, one of our friends, me and Bobby's friends, said, oh, we have to cheer you up again? Okay. Here we go, cheering you up again. Oh. We're tired of being told, okay? We're tired of being controlled. We're tired of just searching around aimlessly for stuff. We're tired of being led up the garden path. I certainly was very tired of having to fix a lot of the things in people that other people had damaged. Oh, well, I got told this. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. Well, I know you got told this, but let's just figure out where that's coming from. People who spent so much money, like going to retreats, going to sound baths, going to see the famous psychic over here, or going to see a show over here, or going to, like, I don't know, 6-week camps or something. And what did they get out of it? I don't know, because they come to me after they've done all of this with all these problems. So surely, if a person really was trying to do the right thing by you, they show you what's going on with you. Here's why it's been going on with you. Here's how to get out of it, right? And I'm going to help you every step of the way. Then you're done. Why would people want people coming back and back and back and back and back? To me, that just shows that you're not doing your job, or you're not connected with that person properly. It's not the right fit. Some people need to know when to say no as well. There are going to be so many revelations, okay? Meaning things that just continue to come to light. Things that continue to show you the correct direction for yourself, right? I'm extremely happy because I'm able to empower and show you stuff and prove stuff in a sense. Not that I have to, but it's nice, right? If you can. However, the other great thing about flame revelation and having this, original code opened and all this sort of stuff is that you are responsible for you. Many healers, unfortunately, become very responsible for their clients, or feel that way, and start taking on all their clients' crap. No. This flame sovereignty has no choice but to show us what was happening, why it was happening, and now that we're choosing another pathway, what to be aware of, but you're not giving it your full attention anymore. There are people with family issues. We've talked about this. There are people who feel guilty because they have a cigarette or something, or a joint, or that you've done drugs or something in your life. Big whoop. Who cares? Who cares? Right? What matters is now. What matters is your belief system is starting to wake to the fact that everything is coming from within you, and everything that you say, even more closely now, is going to generate into a reality for you. You must be careful what you're choosing. Okay, that's fine. We need to be careful what we're thinking, what we're watching, what we're saying yes to, what we allow in our field, who we allow, you know, like weird comments and all that. Are we allowing this in? Fortunately, sometimes it just comes in. But you're going to just surprise yourself with how you react to that. Okay? Putting light on a situation or allowing someone else to be responsible for themselves is great. But you also have to know how to handle yourself if someone is in your space. You can't be false, right, as well. And this will just naturally come out. It has no choice. So, we are doing so much more than what you actually realize. And eventually, the flame sovereignty will create a disappearing act. We will not be able to see that old structure and false infiltration. We just won't be able to see it. Now, I know people are like, I just want to see Becky do cards. I'm not listening to all this stuff. That all will change as well. I have ideas, okay? Tons and tons and tons of them. I don't know. I'm an Aquarian moon with Pluto sitting there in my 9th house. Work that one out. But I have all of these deep ideas and things that I'm creating so that when the time is right and finally things are returned and finally the vision is there, this, like, people will finally see me, and, you know, it starts to become, you know, a bigger thing. It starts to grow because it spreads like wildfire, right? Excuse the pun. But all these flames waking up over the globe, it's eventually going to be where the recognition will finally be there for you also. If you haven't been recognized your whole life for all the work that you've done, all the things that you've created, all the help that you've given, all the times you went without, all the times you gave and were stolen from, all the times that you listened and were belittled, you know what I'm talking about. It's all coming back. This is what we set into motion in the Samhain energy, right? We are setting things into motion that have a ripple effect so powerful that people who haven't even looked into this stuff are going to be affected and start going, I don't think I feel the same about my spiritual path anymore. I feel like something's missing. People are going to start saying that. And where will it be? We'll have it all ready to go. All of you will be connecting with each other, right? You'll all be understanding and unlocking and getting control of things. And on and on and on it goes. The methods. The animals are healing. The earth is healing. The grids are awakening. The dragons are back in full force, more than before. Obviously, I was trying to bring them back before, but they're more than before, more powerful. They're more unhinged than before. Everything was trapped before because no one was saying the right words to unlock everything, right? I have people coming from all different locations around the globe now, speaking to me as a flame bearer, seeing things happen in their life. Amazing things are happening, I'm telling you. I'd love to hear what's been going on with you. I know someone was saying in the comments that now they just have this everyday talk with their ancestors. It's because they never left. They're right there. You're not this chain breaker and then that's that. You are creating flame lineage. This is what the churches are afraid of. This is what, you know, has always been condemned because you're not allowed to know. Because that would take the power away from the very few people that are puppeteering everything. If you all know what you can do, this is why people who tell you the truth have very low views and people seem to come and go and everything sits, you know, sitting with TikTok for the last 2 years, almost 3 years, same numbers. Won't move up, won't move down. That's a little bit weird. So, considering one of my videos overnight had 60,000 views and the numbers didn't change, that's all going to change. But I'm just showing you, okay? The false that were getting away with it, that were conning the people and convincing people in a certain way, whether that's spiritual, channelers, alien abductees, churches, the Vatican, whatever it is, okay? Whatever has been false is already falling. It's already happening, okay? Already happening. We focus elsewhere, they lose their power, okay? We ask the flame to reveal, to remove, to restore. We open the flame gate. I've just taught you 2 different ways, okay, in this video today. I hope that you will be a part of the Dragonfire 7 Keys to Creation 30th of November webinar. I'd love these to be thousands and thousands of people. Imagine that. Doing the work and lighting up, and we don't have any crap in our lives. Why? Because there's a way out of everything. We don't accept that which we don't want, right? We're not being mean, okay? But we're not putting up with BS just to be nice either. Because where did that get you? More of the same? More BS in your life? Right? Because people are like, oh, well, she won't say anything. I can just do whatever I want and she'll just be nice about it. Nope. We treat people how they treat us. We open ourselves up into our flame sovereignty. It takes over. You're actually not thinking about any of your reactions. They're just happening. You want to do something? Do it. Right? You want to smoke something? Smoke it. You want to drink? Have a drink. It's not being reckless. What's being reckless is to force people to stop everything so that they are spinning out, becoming fearful, becoming anxious, and going back double time. Right? When we allow something, what happens? The interest goes away from it being a forbidden thing, and it's okay, and your body relaxes. If someone wants to quit smoking or quit drinking or quit whatever they're doing, right? If they have a habit with something, that's a different story. There's a way out of that too. If you're not hurting anybody, enjoy your life, right? Don't have to tell everybody either. I wanted to tell you all, I've already said it all before, but there are new people that are listening. There is no perfect here, right? There's no love and light all the time. Remember, that's a false statement too. It's not about that anymore. It's not fluffing everything over and then putting up with abuse. And in my past of going to spiritual advisors or courses or whatever, before I started doing my own, they were nasty. They always had someone else taking care of things. And then they would just come in when it's time to do the thing. And one was bent over almost in half. She's supposed to be a healer and she's like, okay, everybody, don't listen to me. Hey, I'm going to fix you right up. She's like bent in half with her back all screwed up. I'm not going to listen to someone that doesn't show the vitality. They don't show the health. They don't show the focus. They don't show the direction. They don't show that they're conquering something. How can you listen to that? People were. This woman went all over the globe with courses and all this basic, really easy stuff, and people were eating it up. Unfortunately, especially the Singaporeans. I don't know why they couldn't see right on through it, but there they were for the mean one. I don't get it. The one that's bent in half, you know, I don't get it. She's a healer, but she's bent in half. She can't heal herself. How's she going to bloody help you? I don't get it. I don't get it. People are lining up. So that all has to change. That's why it was like, I'm like, you know, we have to do something different here. I knew this back in 2009 when I started Devine Miracles. This had to be different. This had to be different. It could not be regurgitated all the old stuff. You know, the channelings had to be real. The channelings had to be specific. The information had to be spot on. The information had to be life-changing. The information had to be awakening. You know? And that's where we're at. And all of you have a powerful, powerful role. Even if you don't realize that, you're going to realize it pretty soon because it's going to be in your face. And nothing's going to stop me from talking. My throat's trying to, but nothing's going to stop me. Everything that happens is a release. Anything on the surface, it's already popped its way out. Stop giving your time and attention saying that you feel this or you feel that or you're tired or you got allergies or . Remember, everything you say, you are going to manifest very, very quickly. You're going to create. You're going to ignite. Be careful what that is. Okay? Make sure you're doing what you feel you really want to do, not just what you feel that you have to do as well. So if you like these little exercises, if you like these talks, let me know in the comments. Okay? I am going to be ramping things up. I am going to be saying what I need to say. Why? Because we are all the voice of the flame. We need to speak it. I'm going to explain it over and over and over again. Because it took me a long time to go, what the hell is a freaking mimic? What is a copycat? What is this? What is that? Took me a long time to figure it out. I want to share so many things with you all. We're going to. But every month are the PowerPoints. It's not asking for much for you to be there. Even just to purchase a ticket to be there. If you don't want to do it every single time, or you just want to pick and choose which ones you want to do, that's fine as well. This is going to be a new era. This is a new era of flame sovereignty. We all want to be, you know, here at the beginning of this as it journeys through the globe. Some never going to wake up, unfortunately, never going to get it, and that's okay. That's their journey. We remember this as well and we honor it. People are where they are. But if you want to know more, if you want to keep on growing, this is the place. This is the place. This is the thing that's going to activate you. Okay? I've always been there for you all. Now I'm even more intense with it. So you're going to have to either put up with it or move on. I don't know. But I hope that you're enjoying these videos. I'm now going to go and feed my husband his baked potato and his vegetarian chili on the top with the side salad. And that's what we're going to eat as our meal today. Yum, lots of protein. And that's our meal. We usually only have one a day. It's just what we got used to. And it's usually around this time, so I gotta go, okay? I love eating, just so you know. But I will talk to you all soon. Sending so much love and many blessings, okay? This is it. We're on it, okay? Flame, reveal, we open the flame gate, away we go. Okay? Bye for now. Let me know.